Hey y'all, welcome back for some planner work. I got busy yesterday and learned something new. Don't look at my mat. When I painted the other day, I thought it would wipe right off. Well, I used a magic eraser and Dr. Bronner's and it didn't really wipe right off. It went down into the little crackety things of the texture, but I have another one, so I'm just gonna keep using this one here until I feel like it's too ugly to use here, and then I'll get the other one down. Anyway, backing up. Y'all know I got 2 of these planners really cheap from Temu for next year. I was using one to journal in each day, and one I wanted to pretty plan in. And then I got this pretty yellow filoFAX from Vidya when she was doing a destash. And I tried to figure out how I could make these work in here. So I cut November and December out of my 2024 planner. I put November and December monthlies here. And I put the dailies here with my affirmations and my little November dashboard. And I've been using that. I've got December in here. Well, yesterday I experimented with because you see these are really ugly on the edges because I tore them out. They still have strings in them and everything. I tore the signatures out of the book and all kinds of stuff. So yesterday or the day before maybe, I took apart a 2025, and then yesterday I cut it. My paper cutter is not what it could be, and I'm using a little individual hole punch, but it gets the job done. So today we're going to take apart this other 2025, and what I'll do when 2025 gets here, I'll probably keep January and February from both of these books in here and switch out each month, add another month, take a month out, if that makes sense, so that it doesn't get too bulky. Trackers won't be in here. My trackers will be in a separate book. I will still have my scripture writing and Bible study and gratitude journal in here. But I will be able to take out, I've already put the monthlies in for 2025 because I do have some appointments in here already. So I'll be able to eliminate some of this. From here back, I'll be able to take out. Or no, I won't. I'll leave these in here. I'm sorry about that. I'll be able to take out trackers. I'll leave these here unless I find a better place for them. But I'm going to show y'all how I took this apart. It is, move these. These are pages from my Hobonichi that I wanted to keep, that I thought would be useful. And then my little phrase for 2025. My affirmations for 2025 and 4 steps to achievement. I want to eliminate those and keep those in my folder for 2025. But you can see here, these are glued. Maybe I can take it apart like this. This might make it even easier. But the signature, I took apart the signatures, I separated them from one another, but it was still too thick for my little hole punch to get a signature in it. I can punch about half a month at a time with it. Okay, so we're going to take this one apart here. I hate throwing these away. I feel like I could use them for something. The other one is right here. I took it apart a little bit differently. I cut it here and pulled it out. But now I know I can actually pull. Oh, look at all the crazy paper stuck to it. That's the signatures, that glued part of the signatures. I think I'm going to pull this out because maybe there is a way I can use these for something. I don't know. We shall see. Ooh, I could put them in the bottoms of little purses. for stabilizer. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, they're not really stiff, but I don't know. We'll see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I tore the paper. I wasn't going to reuse that paper anyway because it's got glue on it. But there we go. Okay, so now I have 2 covers that say 2025. I have to figure out what to do with those. So here we are. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. And I don't know. I think I should pull this off first. I can pull off the bookmark. I'm not sure there's an easy way to do this. I don't know what kind of glue they use for this. That's still sticky right there. This, though, it's like paper glued. The signatures are glued to some paper or something. So what I did when I was taking these apart was, you can tell where a new signature is. The pages are actually kind of glued to the next signature. Wait, let me find it. Because I noticed this when I was taking them apart the other day. The signatures are glued to one another. There it is. These 2 pages. Right here. You can tell they're glued together right here. So I kind of spread those apart. Because they're 2 different signatures and there was no way to every signature is glued to another signature, if that makes sense. So here's one signature. Why is that address book? Oh, it's trying to come apart from there. Okay, here's one. We're going to try to tear it out without tearing up the pages. And it looks really gross back here. That's the, that's glue on there. But I'm going to cut that off. Yuck. No, look at that. I'm tearing that whole signature. That's not okay. Did it really tear the whole thing? It started tearing the whole thing. Okay, let's try this. Let's try taking this off of here. And let's go to the bottom. I mean, I can deal with a little bit of damage, but I don't want to make a huge mess of it. This page, I may have to just go ahead and tear. The first and last page of a signature, I might have to tear at the where they're joined. Okay, so we've got a signature out, and you see it's messy. It's really gross. It's really gross messy. I don't, well, I can keep that page. I laid the ruler down on them, and see that first one is kind of tore up, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna put this down here like this. Make my pencil line, and then I'm going to use some big scissors, and I'm going to cut this off. Hole punching takes a little longer, like I said, because you can really only do like half a month at a time, and I can only punch one hole at a time, so it takes me a little while to get that done. The pages shift a little bit. I don't worry about that. This is going in my pretty filoFAX cover, and it's functional, and that's what matters. So here we have December 12th and the address part of the book right here. We're going to take off the next signature, and like I said, you have to not be afraid of making a mess, because it'll make a mess. Maybe if I tear these out together, the 2 pages that are stuck together, if I tear them out together, then I can take them apart without tearing anything else up. Let's try that. So, it's still not perfect. I think because there's glue between those 2 pages, it's kind of yucky. And then we can pull this signature out because it's not glued to anything else. That back page has got some glue on it from the last signature I pulled out. So let's take this one out. See if we can do that again. And if some of them are not quite as white as other ones, I am not going to worry about it. Now this signature is free to pull out. And we will mark it. Let's see, that is November the 7th. This is December. This is November. So, I'm gonna put it there. Let me see how close I am to the times, because I don't use the times, so it's okay. Gonna get over to about here. I don't even measure that. Mark it and cut it. So there is more than one way. I don't like to say that saying because I think it's so gross. There's more than one way to skin a cat. But I hate to say that because it sounds so mean. Okay, so here we go. We've got December the 9th. Hold up. December the 10th. And I see now I can cut some of that one off. Cut some of that one off. Because the ones I cut out of 2024, they're really ragged looking. Because they still have all the glue. They look like that. They're messy. Okay, so here we go. So now we have part of November and December here. And we have this page of November done. Let's find where our signatures are put together. They're not at the month, which is weird to me. Okay, you can tell these two are stuck together right here, joining this signature and this signature. So I'm going to tear those out. To try to get a decent tear on them. Are they still stuck together? See, I don't know how far over the glue went. There we go. And I could tear out every page of the book, but I am not doing that. There's no way I'm doing that. We're just going to pop the signatures out like that. Let's see. November. This will be October and the 1st of November. And lay them down. Mark them. About right there. And trim them. Now, if you want to watch this whole thing, you can watch this whole thing. I don't know if anybody's interested in watching me cut apart a whole year of planner, but it's got to be done, so I figured I might as well do it on video, right? Okay, there's October. Making sure I'm getting them back in order. These two I need to trim off. I don't mind the way that looks when they're torn. It kind of looks like decollage paper to me. I kind of like that, but I am not eager to cut the whole book that way or tear the whole book that way. That's a lot of, my hands just can't take it, honestly. I've got bone on bone arthritis in my thumbs, and up here it's bone on bone, and so that kind of hurts me. Now we can tell this is where the next signature is stuck together, I think. No, not that one. Let's see. Here it is. These two pages are stuck together. Yeah, you can see how they're glued. See how these open up and you can see the stitching and you can see where the paper's folded. These, you can't see that. You can tell they're glued together. So we're going to tear out the glued together ones right here. And then we are going to separate that signature. I have a cat coming over here, so don't be alarmed. I'll go ahead and cut that with them. Right here. We'll cut that. Let me get rid of this other stuff before I do this, so I don't keep filling up my desk with the garbage. But yeah, I was determined to use that filoFAX, but I didn't like the way the filoFAX refills looked. So I know that I like the way these are set up. I don't really use the time, but which is fine too, because once I hole punch it, that time will be in, like, you know, in the part that's inside of the rings, if that makes any sense. I don't really use that. I don't white over it. I just, this past year, I just ignored it because I didn't need it. Or I can use it to kind of like number tasks or whatever. I think I may have done that some days. I don't have a real, I'm not real set in stone with that. Oh no, did I turn it over? No, I didn't. That's the right way. So see, now we have part of August, September, October, and November set up here. Ignore that my tabs are not real straight. That's because I did them and I'm not real straight sometimes. I have crazy days and I have good days. Looks like that might have been a crazy day, and that's okay. Well, and I'm just about blind in one eye too, so I feel like that gives me an excuse for sometimes things being weird. Okay, we're going to tear this off here. I don't know why it doesn't want to tear. We got it. Pull the signature off. This is actually going faster than the first one did. But the first one, I didn't know how they were really put together. So I was just kind of winging my way through. Today I have a better idea. And I'm just pencil marking that. It might not be straight. It's probably not straight, but I'm not going to worry about it because it would be different if I were making this to give somebody. You know, I'd be pickier about it, but this is for me. So I'm not worrying about it. Like this little part down here, where it gets to the end, it kind of fans out like. Fixed it. It's fixed now. So we're going to have a little spine of glue and where signatures were attached to one another. Yep, there's one right there. You start getting more comfortable with it. Just lined up like that. Lay it down, mark it, and cut. am planning to get on here and do some painting today. I was kind of hoping it would warm up. It's not real good to paint when it's cold, and I'm freezing, but that doesn't mean it's really cold. So I just need to give up that idea and just do it. Okay, so we're almost halfway through the year now, believe it or not. And the front of this one has monthlies, so we'll be taking those out. And there's our page, our signature pages that are stuck together. I'm gonna tear that out. Pull the signature off. And you just have to, I think if these had been, you know, $50 planners, I would have been hesitant to do this. I would have just decided that I would pay what it costs to take it to a Kinko's or somewhere like that and have it hole punched through the book to fit in my cover. But since they were not very expensive and I knew that I could replace them if I really messed them up really bad, I could replace them. I just decided to go for it. And I might have been a little bit crazy high off of Thanksgiving food, but it wasn't from sugar because I did all sugar-free stuff. And we stayed very low carb. I think the only thing I ate that had carbs yesterday was the asparagus. So we stayed on our eating plan. We just don't usually do any kind of dessert, you know, even sugar-free, but we needed a dessert for Thanksgiving, and I found a sugar-free cheesecake, and we did that. It was really, really good. I had it for breakfast this morning. I might have already told y'all that. I had cheesecake for breakfast. It was so good. I feel like I have to hurry up and eat it so that it's all gone, and then I can worry about what it's done to my body. Because if it stays there long, I'm just going to keep eating it. So I need to make it all be gone. Hurry up and eat it all, get it gone. It's only good 4 days in the refrigerator anyway, and I made it Wednesday, so I can't let it go bad and throw it away. I need to eat it. And I did them instead of doing a big springform pan because it's 12 servings. And you know, nobody ever cuts things according to servings. I think brownies are supposed to be 24 brownies in an 8x8 pan. Do you get 24 brownies for an 8x8 pan? No, indeed. Who does? So, I used a muffin pan, a silicone muffin pan. And I mixed up the pecan. Instead of using an almond flour to make the crust, almond flour, sugar-free confectioner sweetener, and pecan, I'm sorry, not pecans, and melted butter. I chopped pecans and did it with pecans, the sugar-free confectioner sweetener, and melted butter, and pressed that into the muffin pans, into each little muffin part, and then mix up the cream cheese and sour cream and sweetener and filled them. We didn't even put topping on them. They were so good just the way they were. Just a little, oh, and some vanilla too. So it's not overly sweet. They're just really good, really rich. So I think for Christmas, instead of doing, oh no, look what I did. I took a bite out of it. Oh well, it'll have to be okay, won't it? I'll be the only one that sees it unless you're watching my channel. If you're watching my channel and you see it, just remember that I was high on Thanksgiving food and sugar-free cheesecake. Okay, cat. Go back over there, please, ma'am. I'll move that book that was in your way. Nobody, like I said, if I was doing this, if I was making this for somebody else, I would do totally different, but it's for myself, and I'm not that picky. I am picky about some things, but I'm not that picky about this. And besides, it's going to be inside the ring part. You're not really going to see it. It'll be okay. Oops, and there's the gap. Maybe there's not going to be maybe I won't be missing a hole right there. Oh no, probably not. It looks like it's far enough over. So let's find the second one, or not the second one, the next one. And there's the glued page. And you have to tear that, because if you don't tear it, when you start pulling this signature out, this page and that page are the same paper, so it doesn't tear well like that. It's better to go ahead and do this. Now it's starting to get weird because I'm higher up on the side where the binding is. It's sticking up some. Okay, so it'll be the 9th. Well, the page with the 9th on it. That's it. I'm gonna tear this one. And maybe I'll start pulling this one and cut the strings instead of just pulling them, because I think that's what made me tear it a while ago. I think I got cut on the string. I think the strings got caught. So is everybody eating leftovers today, or y'all out shopping and eating out on the road, or what? I'm so thankful to not be out Black Friday shopping. My daughter got off work at 6 this morning and called me on her way home, and she said, "Do you think Walmart's open today?" I'm like, "Of course Walmart's open. It's Black Friday." She's like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Walmart." But she did go anyway. She said there were a lot of police officers in the store. I was like, yes, because Walmart's always on the news on Black Friday. People fighting over Barbie dolls and televisions and things like that. But she was able to get what she was looking for my grandson, and was able to get out of there pretty quick without any trouble. But she said it was a lot of people. And she's like, people are buying televisions for Christmas. So people are buying televisions for themselves. They got a couple of really good deals. But we do not need another television in our house, so we're good. She doesn't need another television. She's good. Okay, y'all. We are just about done. We've got one more signature here. I'm going to go ahead and tear this off. Let me see what can I do here with this. Okay, I'm just pulling the glue part off of here. And we're gonna lay the ruler on it and cut it. Now I'm not gonna keep y'all on here while I hole punch, because that will take forever, because it's a 6-hole binder and I can only do about 7 pages at a time. So that still means a lot of hole punching, and I don't think there's any reason for y'all to sit and watch that. I might do one, maybe I'll do one little set of them so you can see. Okay, here we go. Now we have the full year out of the cover. They're not perfectly the same widths for each one of them, and that's okay, y'all. I'm not about perfection here, that's for sure. You can tell that by the paint on my mat that I couldn't get off. I even tried a magic eraser. So I'm going to use this. This is that, it has kind of like glue on it. It was stuck to the foam part of the cover. But because it has this little reinforcement here, it might be a better place for me to mark my holes and punch the first ones and then use to mark the next ones. That's how I did that yesterday. I'm going to get the one out that I used. Let's see where it is. It's at the beginning of here. It was this page is what I think I used. Nope, it wasn't that page. Let me find it. Let me find it. Here we go. This one. This was the page I used. Because it was a little thicker. But I'm thinking this one might be even thicker since it's got that strip of paper stuff on it. And this way I didn't have to draw it on every section. I could just hold this page over the little stack, whoops, and punch through it. Put that one back in there. Hole punch. Now I have to take this off because I can't see through it. And I'm gonna put these in here. And yes, it makes a mess. I had a lot to sweep up. And I'll have a lot to sweep up again today. So what I'll do now is just take this sheet, pick up a stack of pages, even them up back here. And I can't do very many at a time because this hole punch is really small. And my thumbs, even if I could get that much paper in there, see, that's too thick. My thumbs can't punch, can't squeeze like that really good. I'm just gonna line it up. That hurts. Okay. So there we go. A couple more pages here. Line them up and punch them. Okay, so y'all can see, let me show you here what we've got. This one will be my pretty planner. I have one that's for journaling daily and one is my pretty planner. Let's see if I can. This will be my pretty planner. This one would be for journaling. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I'm going to leave the monthlies with the dailies though, so I can decorate those too maybe. I don't know yet what I'm going to do exactly. Those lined up pretty good. So let's try to go ahead and get the rest of January in here. This might be too thick. And then we'll get February in here. And I'll stop and come back when I'm all done. I'll show y'all maybe when I start decorating or something. I also want to show y'all my tracker set up, but that'll be a different video because it is in a different book. It's in a dot grid book, and I like it because I got to draw some lines and stuff, so it's kind of cool. Okay, here's the rest of January. I think I went all the way to the end of January. And then we have February. We can go about halfway through the month. We've learned that. About halfway through. And if you do this often, this is when you invest in a big fancy hole punch. Because, man. There's half of February. This will be the rest of February. So it's not hard, it just takes time, but it's a way you can get what you want. Use what you've got, or use what you can find and make it yours to make it be the way you want. I was perfectly happy using those books in their covers until I saw that pretty filoFAX in the mail, and I was like, oh, I gotta use that. But I don't like their inserts, and a lot of people have complained about their inserts having that QR code on every page. I don't need to scan a page and have my phone remind me of what my calendar says. I really don't. I don't want that. I don't need that. So I'm just going to put a rubber band around these. And now we've got January and February in here for my pretty planner and for my journal planner. I still have November and December in here. It's not time to take those out yet. I'll be taking out my tracker part. And I may take out my devotional and scripture writing and gratitude journal too and put those into another book. Not a ring bound one, so that I can have more in here. But that's it, y'all. I just wanted to show y'all. I will be back later today doing some painting. Right now I'm gonna eat a little cheesecake. Where did the back of my... You know what? I lost the back of this thing last night when I was punching, and now I've misplaced it again. It's somewhere. I'm gonna find out where. It's not in my lap. I have a bunch of paper dots in my lap, but I don't have the back of my little hole punch. Anyway, maybe the cat took it. I don't know. Anyway, I will see y'all later. Bye.